We started out growing citrus and conventionally, and then we transitioned into growing organic citrus. We grew conventional citrus 3 or 4 years, and then we finally decided to transition into the organic citrus as a market niche. We started out with 120 acres of citrus, several semi-loads. We were not getting a whole lot of money for the citrus grown conventionally and figured we'd give it a try on the organic end of it. The organic is a lot more expensive to grow. We started out with a 20-acre block and transitioned it over, and then we moved another 20-acre block the following year. So it's a 3-year process for the transition. The conventional citrus, we grew with just a conventional fertilizer. We herbicided under the trees. When we transitioned to the organic, we found out that the price of the fertilizer for the organic citrus was, about triple the amount you paid for the conventional fertilizer. We were buying at that time $280 a ton for the conventional fertilizer and putting 500 pounds to the acre. On the organic, it was running anywhere from $800 to $1,200 a ton, and we're having to put a ton to the acre. So I think that's one of the prohibitive factors of somebody just switching all over at once, is it's very, very expensive. And then for those 3 years you're in the transition program, you can't sell it as organic citrus. So you have 3 years where you really take a hit on your income because you're still selling it as conventional citrus. All citrus is sold by the pounds of sugar in it. And so citrus in Florida is sold in a 90-pound box. And so for a picker to pick that 90-pound box, you pay him $1. You pay the guy that hauls it to the plant $1. And you pay the guy that runs the picking crew $1.50 probably, and then you pay the state 30 cents. And if you're getting, $1.50 a pound solid, which is the pounds of sugar in there, and grapefruit, you're going to run 4.5, 5 pounds. It leaves very little for the grower. On the organic citrus, when you sell that for juice, instead of getting $1, maybe $1.50 pound solid, you're getting $3 or $4 pound solid. So it's a big, big difference. The first year we were able to harvest citrus and sell it organically, we sold 5,000 boxes of red grapefruit, and we got about $7 a box, versus a conventional red grapefruit that year, we didn't even get $1 a box. So it's a huge difference.
Are you making more overall with the organic?
I think you make more. The production did fall tremendously, and that's in some parts of our grove, the production cut in half. Now, on some of those trees, we've seen them, after the 3-year transition, we've seen them start producing quite a bit more citrus. I think that eventually when the soil gets to you get the soil right, you get back to close to where you were during, conventional production. Some of our groves were, close to 100 years old. And I think it was just a process of weaning them off the conventional fertilizer and everything else. And your hand labor is more expensive. It's very cost effective to control weeds with a herbicide under the trees. Very, very expensive to have a hand crew come in. The amount of pests went up tremendously when you quit spraying, but in the orange grove you have a lot of beneficial pests, and we notice those numbers increase. A lot of people are becoming aware of organics and the pesticides and everything else, and so there has been a huge increase in demand for organic citrus. When we sell at farmers markets, it's overwhelmingly the request is for organic. There's just a huge demand for organic citrus, especially going into a lot of the foreign markets. We were looking at alternatives for small farms that were devastated by the freeze for something they could transition their ground into. And the University of Florida approached us about growing potatoes organically. It turned out to be a very profitable, venture for us.